Hit the go live button. Give me a second. I'm late for the stream. Oh no! Ah! Okay, all right. Yes. I know. Human boy, late for his own stream. What a piece of shit. What an asshole, honestly. And I would agree. The sound should be on. I need to hear myself. Okay, all right. All right, I hear myself. Hey, how you doing? I just got announced to the Discord that this is happening. Okay, calm down. Especially you. At everyone. Warhammer 2 Faction War continues. Put that in the Warhammer 2 Discord. Put it in my Discord. We are a bit behind today because there was a surprise stream for a patch. It was supposed to be a small patch. Instead, it was a shitty patch, but it was a big patch. It was a big shitty patch. And that made for a lot of stuff and put me behind in my affairs. My many affairs. Oh, I still got slow-moded by the Total War Discord. Whatever. That's fine. It's fine. Human boy, what's up, bro? Hey, lazy boy gamer, how you doing? How you doing? Okay. I'm done. I am done and I am focused. I have toast, but nothing to put on the toast. A lot of toast going around, Phoenix King. And yes, the stream was a little late to start. I had to review a replay for today. Because reasons. So, the update, this is part 2. If you were not here for part 1, then you missed a banger of a stream. Go back and watch it. It is there for you at all times. The short version of what's happening is Mr. Teufel wanted to host a faction war, so he got to put together a bunch of people on Zypher's Discord, the Warhammer 2 Discord. Asked people if they wanted to play. People say yes. We got like 36 players in here, so it's a big tournament. Yes, the bracket is kind of scuffed because I did my best with my Photoshop skills. You can see all the names crossed out in pretty colors. Those are people that were vanquished in the first stream. The winners have advanced, and so far we've seen Kazarik advance twice. I think he's the only one that's advanced twice. No. Norska Chieftain, by its current year, has also advanced twice. Right. There's no particular order we're going in today. I will cast all the games that I currently have in my possession. And we'll do any round 2 games we have first. With that all being said, we'll start off down here with Narian versus Dark Elf Lady. Who is a Narian? Who is Dark Elf Lady, you might ask? Well, a Narian is just a High Elf Prince piloted by the Phoenix King, and Dark Elf Lady is a Dark Elf Sorcerer of Dark, which I obviously could not fit all that in the tiny little name bar, so it is just a Dark Elf Lady, piloted by Hard Russ Warrior. There was a bit of a question about rules in this one, so before the stream I was watching it to make sure we didn't run into an awkward situation on stream. I thought this was fine, and I'll explain why when we get there. But we're off to the races. Human before has affairs, don't tell his wife. Let's toast to CA's incredible patch. It is not incredible. It's not an incredible patch. What do you think of this new quick battle mix? Sucks. It sucks ass. It's the worst thing I've ever seen. Nope. Sucks. It's terrible. Mixing land battles and domination mode is shitty. I can explain more later, maybe, but for now we're in the game. So, for Hard Russ Warrior, we have a Scourge on a Chariot. It looks like 2 of them. We do have some Cold One Knights, Cold One Dread Knights, and I think there's another Cold One Dread Knight down here. Yes, there is. Other than that, it's Bleak Swords, Dread Spears, some Witch Elves, Candid Assassin, Dark Elf Sorceress of Dark with Soul Stealer. That looks like it's about it for the Dark Elf Force. For Narian! Cough, the High Elf Prince. Big landing on there for him on the Supreme Sorceress of Dark. Had a mini stroke while I said those words, but it's fine now. He's already half health, sure. Does a lot of damage with all of his big buffs on him. He's got 834 weapon strength. Aside from that, for the High Elves, we do have a front line of Rangers, a back line of Valyrian Reaver, Archers, one Bolt Thrower. Looks like a Dragon Prince, 2 Bolt Throwers, actually. A Mage of Life who just nearly one-shot herself by trying to heal up the Prince. Is that a regrowth at least? At least it's a regrowth. And that looks like it. Feels small for Dark Elf Force, but I think the Prince on his Star Dragon costs somewhere near like 5 million kajillion gold. Oh man, if we had a Dwellers Below right now, but it looks like most of the resources are spent on healing. But if we had a Dwellers Below, that would be some juicy targets right there. Ah, there's a second Dragon Prince. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense where a lot of the funds went. Prince is very surrounded now, not having a good time at all, fighting a Canaan Assassin plus a bunch of anti-large Cold One Knights. This is a safe space, no Warhammer 3 talk. Even if the patch sucks, which it does. Yeah, if you want my full thoughts on the patch video, just check out my previous live stream that should be out on YouTube about the patch. We talked about it extensively there. But the quick battle mix specifically sucks because if you're looking for land battles, you're going to dodge domination. If you're looking for domination, you're going to dodge land battles, which means statistically only a quarter of games are actually going to go through. When, well, I guess half games will go through, but for you, a quarter? I don't know. When both players get the game mode they want, they'll actually play it. Regardless, High Elves off to an early lead. Surprised the Prince took as little damage as he did while he was in that pile of Cold One Knights, but a big triple Soul Stealer, quadruple Soul Stealer is going to take down a lot of the Skirmish Cav, though it is just Skirmish Cav. The High Elves will not mind that much. That takes some damage as long as it doesn't lose models. A problem for the High Elves that is emerging is their front line lost horrifically badly to the Dark Elf front line. Dragon Princes on the side are fighting Cold One Dread Knights to the death, and it looks like both units are going to about exhaust themselves in this effort. But Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers cannot run away, so they will die pretty soon here, I would imagine. Valyrian Reaver Archers can kite around for a while, but they aren't exactly carries. They're more of harassment tools. Supreme Sorceress of Dark staying safe. She's healed up a little bit from her Soul Stealer casts. Good for her. How many Dragon Princes are left? Those guys are messed up. Those guys are messed up. So not a lot of Dragon Princes. It's just the Skirmish Cav and a Narian himself. Cough, cough. Dragon aiming working as intended, like usual. Firing behind the massive effing blob. That breath attack was on point, but it didn't actually hurt that many things. These Dragon Princes are getting dragged down. Less than 200 HP. And they shatter and or die. Entirely. Other Dragon Princes are routing. Looking up here, the High Elves have 100 plus guys left on the field versus 400 Dark Elves, while Narian himself is trying to peel off for this last Bolt Thrower. It will not work, and the Bolt Thrower will die. Meanwhile, we have a lot of Skirmish Cav, actually. Good amount of them. They're trying to finish off the Scourge Runners. So Scourge Runners are very hard to take out with missiles. They don't have missile resist or anything, but just high armor and small chariot models can make that difficult to actually deal meaningful damage. Far side, the High Elves have a massive rout. Plus the Dragon Princes that came back are just going to rout again immediately. And it leaves a Narian as the only one left. That tea is too hot. It is burning my hand. I'm going to put it down now. So we have 3 Skirmish Cav. 2 units that can outrun the rest of the army. So it looks like we're going to have a bit of kiting. Going to go on triple fast forward while we do that. Pew 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 pew. Soul Stealer hits 2 of the pew pewers. Some Dragon Princes are trying to rally along with Rangers, though it looks like those Rangers just routed again immediately and shattered. So rip in peace. Back to pew 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 pew. Quick rampaging of the Cold One Knights will leave them out in the open for the Dragon Prince to land on them. The Dragon Prince, not the Dragon Princess, but the Prince that is on a dragon. It's a distinct difference. We'll get a little nice pick off. Onto those elite Cav. For the Dark Elves who are getting kited, we have some Witch Elves that would be prime targets, but it looks like they're so low in health that maybe the Valyrian Reavers just don't care, and instead they are focusing on Cold One Knights, who do have 90 armor and a shield, so maybe not the best target, but they're expensive, so volume of fire, I guess. Cold One Knights rampage out. Almost catch some Valyrian Reaver archers, but they are able to run away. Valyrian Reavers still firing a couple shots off occasionally, and 7 Dragon Princes that rallied up above do shatter the Cold One Dread Knights, but they're so low in leadership that if they turn their back on the Cauldron Dread Knights, they might just rout due to an enemy being behind them, even if that enemy is shattered. So they kill them off, then they're safe and sound. 66 High Elves with no ammunition left versus 300 Dark Elves. Canadian Assassin. Ooh, the Canadian Assassin has a lot of ammunition left. That could be brutal and devastating. Cold One Knights. Are they Dread Knights or Knights? Cold One Dread Knights just annihilate the Illyrian Reaver Archers on the charge. They're going to take out the other one too. Quick Breath attack from the Prince. Takes out a couple Cold One Knights. Does some decent damage there. He's going to turn around and get a huge landing attack onto a Canadian Assassin. That's wild. That's strange. Actually hitting someone on the charge while knocking them away instead of just making them invulnerable. Fucking, like, cultists from Game 3. Alright, every shot from that guy hit. He did have 68 melee attack, I guess, and some charge bonus, but still, nice there. Nice to see all of the charges going through. Wish I was that lucky. Must be nice. Must be nice, said the salty rat boy. Rampage is cast from the Witch Elves onto the Mage of Life. She gets immediately bogged down in spears and will maybe just rout outright soon. Supreme Sorceress of Dark is juking, breaking Narian's ankles, but he will get a rear charge onto this blob of extremely damaged units and maybe cause a chain rout, as these Witch Elves are also going to rout soon. Terror out from some of the Bleak Swords, Dread Spears, and goodbye. And a Narian stuck fighting all these things. Dark Elves have very little left on the field that can do a lot of damage to him, but if he is stuck in spears forever, he could go down quite easily. Illyrian Reaver Archers are going to fight the Supreme Sorceress of Dark, and the Dragon Lord himself comes out here to say hi. What do you think of the new patch, Human Boy? I think it's terrible. I think it's terrible. But you'll have to watch the stream I did a couple hours ago for my full thoughts on that, because that would be distracting for this stream. Does the word starting with D and ending with N count as a slur? Damn? Damn. Dragon? I don't know what you mean there. Sorry. The assassin was a bit suicidal. I don't think they thought that literally every attack on him would hit and kill him. Marcus Wolfhart's one of the tankiest things in this entire game because he's on foot and gets knocked around a bunch. Anyway, Supreme Sorceress of Dark still running around. The limited infantry of the Dark Elves are trying to finish off this Prince, doing a little bit of damage over time, but he just keeps getting a lot of nice hits onto them, and then he passes through. Get another charge attack. This was, so you know what we're looking for. Why this was brought up as a potential rule break is how much the Prince is charging, and they were asking whether it's, oh, domination? No, it's not a slur. Chosen One? Yes, that is very stupid. That is very stupid. Anyway, the rule question is how much the Prince is charging and whether or not he is cycle charging. I ruled no. It is close, but he usually, you can see he has attack orders under the Dark Sorceress. This was a rule change a while ago that you can, as long as you're attacking something, you can keep charging, but like you can't exit a blob just to charge the blob over and over again. But what keeps happening, in my opinion, is the Prince keeps getting attack orders on the Supreme Sorceress of Dark. He lands another hit on her, and then she's going to run away with her superior speed, 92 to his 80. So the Phoenix King is going to chase her, hopes to get a charge animation, then he doesn't. His Prince, by the way, never misses. Like, should he miss? No, his stats are very high, but still. Dude never misses. Anyway, you can see attack orders onto the Dark Sorceress. Did I miss any Tomb Kings? Nope, this is the first game. Prince is going to sit in these infantry and fight for a bit. Balance power is quite in his favor. If you can get one more shot on Supreme Sorceress of Dark, this game is over. Quick little terror out from some of those Dread Spears. Getting attacked in the back by a dragon might even cause them to go into the natural breaking territory. Witch Elves come back, only to be shattered. Terror route ends. Replaced by a real route, which will cause these guys to really rout, I bet. No, they're vibing. A little bit of fast forward as he just fights infinite things. Then he gets an attack order onto the Supreme Sorceress of Dark, who's immediately going to run away. And then this one was questionable, but I thought it was fine. This game felt over at this point. But again, most of the time that he even leaves the blob at all. He stands and fights for an awfully long time, but only times he leaves is when he's pathing after the Supreme Sorceress of Dark, and then she fucks off. And then army losses will hit. It's my prince. Of course it never misses. Phoenix King, you have to admit, that assassin was weird. Foot characters are normally quite hard to hit. Yeah, Cudin. Isn't the rule you can only change the attack order once? You can't cycle charge between different units? Zypher, I don't believe so. I believe as long as you're charging things, you're fine. I believe. So the prince got 3,800 gold value exactly. Supreme Sorceress of Dark did fine. Nothing else really is standing out to me too much yet. Coldland Knights did well. Coldland Dread Knights did fine. Scourge Runners honestly did a little less. Yeah. Why are we not watching the only important games where Noctilus is in it? 150%. Yeah. No, it's not as much about the numbers, Phoenix King. But, like, you've seen all my random-ass videos of me just raging at shit that has high numbers, but it doesn't connect on, like, Marcus Wolfhard or another foot character flying away or something. So, I was just surprised that all of your attack animations worked properly. It was a good... So, the end result is it was a good game. It was a good try from both players. I don't think attacking rules were really broken in the spirit of the attacking rules, and even if that last one was a minor break, I don't think that was going to change the game at that point. Because I think the only one you could argue would potentially be a rule break would be the second one. And then that wasn't going to change anything. Like, that charge attack didn't have that much of an effect because he was just going to get 3 more attacks on the Dark Elf infantry, and then they would army loss. You know what I mean? So, I just didn't see it being enough of an issue. And in a for-fun tournament, if someone disagrees with that ruling, then I guess that sucks. I don't know what to tell you. We're doing our best. So what am I looking for? Preferably, I would like to cast Katep and Noctilus, Marathi and Imric, Volkmar and Alariel, or Torox and Cetra before we go into round 3. So let's see, do we have any more round 2 games? Round 2, game 3, round 2, game 9, round 2, game 8. Okay, what does that leave? I guess we'll figure it out as we go. So where's that round 2, game 3? Round 2, game 3, Nekbet's Vampire Coast versus Coops, Exiles of Nehek. Cool, cool. Nekbet, you're on the screen. You got this. SEs may disengage from units they do not target. Single entities may pursue units that attack them, may chase targets through and around units by compatible with some decoys. Yeah. I think it was fine. I'm disappointed in your lack of memeing. Alright. Hey, Daniel, how you doing? So, for Nekbet's Noctilus versus Coops, Katep, we have Noctilus on foot, not on his peg leg. We have double cannons, a bunch of handgun mobs, like 4 of them, 2 bombers, some basic zombies with pointy sticks, 2 scurvy dogs, 2 sirens, and 1 animated Hulk. Did the replays come home in the end? We have like 9 or 10 to cast today, and we'll see which ones we're missing. Not BBB Coops, interesting. I think Coops departed BBB a while ago. I don't remember. You would have to ask Coops. For the other side, for Coops, Coops the Mercenary, Coops the Undefeatable, we have 4 Carrions, 2 Nehekar Horsemen, a whole bunch of Scaly Spears, 1 Sepulchral Stalker, a Tomb Prince on the ground. You have the Kepler Guard, Skeleton Warrior, Skeleton Warrior, Skeleton Warrior, DJ Katep, and Necro Knights. So the Carrion are flying in quite aggressively. I'm trying to tie down the guns so the Tomb Kings don't take as much damage on the advance, but I think they're a little overextended, just went a little bit too early on that one. Kepler Guard are taking severe punishment from the double cannons. Malverde, I don't know what you're implying, and I have zero capacity for jokes or sarcasm. pertaining to your specific situation of clan association in the past and no longer the present. I am completely ignorant to what is going on right now. No, I'm not. I was just being silly. BBB's not dead. They still have Rocket Row. Rocket Row is a fucking gangster. Love that guy. Anyway. Handguns are teeing off onto the Sparkle Stalkers, though they are missing. They're missing a lot. Alright, they're starting to hit again. But for a while there, that was getting sad. And the Tomb King's elite hardcore infantry front line of skeleton warriors and spearmen is almost here to fight the other zombies. Will the Tomb King's chaff carry the day? Maybe. Probably not. Probably not. Necro Knights and Kotep are chilling on the sides, waiting for a good time to get in there, and meanwhile the 4 handgun mobs are just chewing up the eyes of the desert. The Seppi Stalks are not accustomed to this level of firepower. Rocket Row is the coolest guy, to be fair. Yeah, he's sweet. We love Rocket Row in this house. Though I'm probably saying his name wrong, because it's French. The filthy French names. Tomb Prince is fighting Count Memerman, and Count Memerman is getting the upper hand here, and it just... Oh, it's a Skull Storm from Coops, and it causes a rampage from the Curse of Jav. That's kind of funny. Handgun mobs are now rampaging into a Tomb Prince. But I think it is, like, just too little too late. The Vampire Coast can just outshoot you. Outshoot the poor Tomb Kings, and then when their front lines collide, it's skeletons versus zombies, and neither of them go anywhere particularly quickly, and, rest in peace, Coops. You tried. But Nekbet was the winner of the sub-faction war when he got to use vampire counts with handguns, so can we really be surprised that he is playing undead with handguns yet again? BBB was something like Big Balls Boys? Yeah. I have a story about BBB, but it's not flattering to them, and I shouldn't say it on stream. But, here we go. So real talk for a second. When I was back in the old days looking for a clan, BBB invited me to, like a recruitment tournament. And it was kind of like play your games at your own leisure sort of deal. Wow, look at some of these handgun values. My God. Anyway, it was play your games at your own leisure, do whatever you want kind of thing. But as a tournament host now... It wasn't like a BBB specific thing, but like as a tournament host now, I know that shit just doesn't work. Like you need to harass people to play their games. So legitimately, this tournament took like 2 or 3 or 4 weeks. I forget how long, but it was weeks. And I had played one game against somebody who forfeited because they're like, never mind, I don't feel like playing. And I was like, okay. So I got a pass, and that was it. And like I couldn't get my next person to play. We couldn't find a time to do anything, whatever. And then Jay Phoenix from RTK walks up and they're like, hey, you seem pretty cool. And I'm like, yeah, Jay, what's up? And they're like, you want to come hang out with RTK? I'm like, okay. So I hang out in the RTK voice chat for a while. I'm like, these people are pretty cool. I like these people. I think I'll join RTK for fun. They seem nice. I'm still in that BBB tournament that started 3 or 4 weeks ago. Huh. So I contacted somebody, I forget who, it was either Malverde or Tranchet or someone, but I was like, is it going to be like a problem if I join RTK? Because I wasn't sold on BBB and this tournament's taking forever. And whoever it was like, yeah. Just because of the clan, like, maybe ODM. ODM attracts a lot of good players because maybe they're the ones that are like, I want to join the best clan and play the best. But for me and a lot of other people I talk to, you kind of join a clan because... your friends are already in it and you just want to hang out with them and it's fun to like pick a team, you know what I mean? Or like then when you watch tournaments you have someone to root for, where it's like, oh, I don't really know this person but they have that team that I'm on next to them, so I'll root for them, and then I'm invested in the thing I previously wasn't invested in, you know? So clans are nice for that. And the Scumlord ODM. Scumlords. Round 2, game 8, round 2, game 9. So what is game 8? It looks like Rusty's Beastmen versus Tretch's Tomb Kings. That must be Torox versus Cetra. More Tomb Kings! More Tomb Kings. Is it just you or the stream die? YouTube did have a thing, yeah. I had to refresh the page. My YouTube page. ODM invites players they think are good enough, often from other clans. You can't pick ODM, ODM picks you. Oh. I see. We can all agree that ODM sucks, right? Right? They don't have any good Skaven players, which is a real shame. I think there used to be an ODM player, ODM Frozen Fun, ODM Frozen Chun, ODM. It was something like that. It was something like that. He used to play Skaven, but I'm just better than that guy, so I don't think he counts. Gonna get a bunch of angry DMs from Chosen One. Hey, fuck you, man. And I deserve it. Anyway, for the Tomb Kings, we have the Chosen of the Gods deployed in front of their formation, getting a bunch of poke damage, though they don't actually do that much to Torox, which is a bit of a shame. Foot Cetra the Imperishable with his Necrotect buddy, double Tomb Scorpions. We have King Nekbet, Scorpion Legion. Some Tomb Guard with Halberds, more Skeleton Spearmen, Skeleton Warriors across the front line, and that is a small force, but it will work. For the Beastmen, we have 3 Tuskor Chariots that are going to go burr all over skeletons all day long. We have Torox, a Gorbel, we have a Brave Shaman of Wilds, Destroyers of the Drakwold, Gore Herds, Ungor Spearman Herds, more Gore Herds, more Ungor Spearman Herds, 2 Centaurs with Throwing Axes, 2 regular Centaurs, and the Throwing Axes will be key to taking out these Tomb Scorpions. Who's playing here? I just said it a second ago. I remember Rusty's on the Beastmen. I honestly forgot who's on the Tomb Kings, and I'll see in the post-game screen. Rusty and Tretch? Ah, classic ODM Tretch. We love... Okay, like, jokes about shitting on ODM, I actually love Tretch. Tretch is great. Super nice guy. Super nice guy. We played a ton on that ladder. Right. Foot Cetra versus Torox. I suppose he would be theoretically good at that. He has anti-large, he has armor piercing, but Torox has not anti-infantry, but he is really good against infantry models, so I don't know. Chariots are getting a little bogged down in the back, trying to fight the Chosen of the Gods. They're stuck in Tomb Guard Halberds. They should get out of here along with the Centaurs. It looks like Rusty is on top of that. He's going to push away. Cetra is in a 1v2 versus Gorbel and Torox, but it looks like they got so busy fighting over their food that neither took a swing at him, and he is going to make it out just fine. Beastmen are ahead on the balanced power, though. What's new? What's new there, to be honest? Chosen of the Gods, finding a nice little conclave, even though they can't get any separation. This is one nice thing. To get real for a second, I really like... Because me, as a person, I get very in my head about where to put defensive units. So once I freed this guy, because they were getting in a fight here, right? They were getting in a fight here. I would probably take him and try to run him like all the way over here, get some distance. Like I don't like my units being penned in, but as you can see, where I would have put them. Okay. Where I would have put them would have now put them in danger of these Centaurs. But like as a person, I just really want to get separation between my ranged units and what they're shooting at. And you'll see really good players, like Tretch is one of them, that you get enough space to fire, and they don't overemphasize distance because they know that they can't protect them elsewhere. Because he's got good protection right here. He has 4 infantry units if you really look at it. It's just the visuals of being next to so many enemy units really bothers me personally, and I'll make a mistake because I want to get away from them. Anyway, just a cool point I thought I should point out. Chosen Gods still peppering in. They are really bad at taking out Gorbel and Cetra, though. Their spread arrows actually hurt them in this aspect, so they might want to just shoot at the Centaurs with Throwing Axes, where those spread arrows would actually do more damage. Tomb Guards and Halberds are pulling up, and the Chosen of the Gods are going to have to run away soon as their Skeleton Spearman frontline did collapse. But Rusty does seem to have a good handle on this game, as triple chariots are piling into these wounded Tomb King's infantry, going to start them crumbling even faster. And the Chosen of the Gods or Shappies are going to push through those Gore Herds, no problem whatsoever. Cetra's still hunting for Torox, it looks like. He's not getting a whole lot done. The double Tomb Scorpions are also over here fighting. So it's a big single entity gooning attempt from the Tomb Kings. Kind of a desperation play, as we do have 2 full health Centaurs with Throwing Axes with so much ammunition. Oof! It is going to be very hard for the Tomb Kings to win this one, I think. Unless they get a crazy gooning attempt onto the Beastmen, it's just going to be throwing Axe City for the rest of this. And there's so many chariots. I mean, that one's routing, but it's plenty healthy. It'll come back, and these guys can kill infinite infantry. It is looking dire for our friends, the Tomb Kings. Chosen of the Gods, still running around, still kept at decent models. 6 out of, I think they started 12 or something. Tretch was poached from us. Nekbet, take it. I said it before Malverde, I'm the mod now. Yeah. Tretch is bound to join ODM. Yeah. I don't know, I haven't had any issues with ODM players. Like, even though they're selecting their own recruits and being all sneaky and clearly evil. Clearly evil! They've been nothing but nice to me, so, meh. Meh. Alright, Torox is down to 1/3 HP. He's actually been taking a good amount of damage, and Cetra is still full. Can the single entity squad for the Tomb Kings win this? Probably not! Those throwing axes are real healthy. There's a lot of ammo left on them. And the Tomb King's forces are dwindling severely. Gorbel and Torox can 2v1 this Tomb Scorpion, but it looks like they're having T-posing problems until they actually stop and swing at them. The Tomb Scorpion takes a giant chunk. And another invocation of Usef Vengeance. Desiccation, that's it. Minus 24 melee attack and melee defense. That Tomb Scorpion's just about dead. If the Necrotech has any healing on him, you should probably chuck it onto that Tomb Scorpion right about now. The funk so rubber, check it out now. The Tomb Kings are blubber, check it out now. So rubber. I don't know any other words besides that one. Looks like we have a big Traderkin that's happening, but it's not going to do a lot to the single entities here. It'll do a little bit of poke to the Tomb Guard Halberds, but not a lot. Gorbel is trapped up against Tomb Scorpion and Cetra, meaning he'll probably die here, but I don't see the rest of the Beastmen crumbling as easily. And, like, I've said it before and I'll say it again, look at all the throwing axes left. That is just a terrible time to be a Tomb King. Throwing axes go pew, throwing axes go pew, throwing axes go pew, pew pew, pew pew pew, throwing axes pew 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 pew. Now it's pretty much just Cetra as these Tomb Guard are about to disappear. Alright. Tomb Scorpion's dead. Tomb Guard are disappearing. Tomb Guard are disappearing. Can Cetra kill Torox? Because the throwing axes are not going to be good against Cetra. That is one thing. On foot, a lot will miss, and even when they hit him, they won't do that much damage. Cetra gets hit in the face with a chariot. Gets hit in the face with another chariot. But Cetra does not serve. Cetra rules. And Tuskor chariots drool. Look at all those throwing axes missing. Look at them all missing as the Centaurs now charge into melee combat. Can this one Tuskor chariot carry it? See what I did there? Chariot? Chariot? I'm very funny. People like me. What is Turin pinging about? General chat. Patch live 1.3. Big change. Okay, so he's just doing a patch notes thing like I did. Okay, alright. Go much mine. Mine's better. Cetra and his friend are standing around. Gorbel charges in. Gorbel does not get an attack off. Gorbel will die very shortly if Cetra hits him one time, but now Torox is in here too, and Cetra might have other things to worry about. Necrotect and Cetra are just bouncing around. Bouncing around. Can they do it? Are they the happy fun crew if they kill Torox? Maybe, honestly. Gorbel clings to his pathetic life as Cetra gets worked down, slowly but surely. The Beastmen pull further ahead on the balance of power, and Army Losses is coming in hot, because Army Losses doesn't understand what's going on. And it should probably just let Cetra fight it out, because Cetra has a decent shot of killing all of this if, like, Army Losses wasn't a thing. Look at these low-ass leadership bars. Fucking Beastmen on their balance of power, rigged-ass shit. Balance of power is very generous to the Tomb Kings? Nah, dude, Cetra's gonna take it all. Mostly I'm worried about the leadership of our friends, the Beastmen. I'm going to fast forward a little bit as we do just a smidgen of fast forwarding and grinding through infinite stuff. Army Losses is going to hit the Tomb Kings just about now, and the Destroyers of Drakwold, plus some Gore Herds actually carrying that out. So, nicely done. To Rusty! It's a clan, it's not in a video game, it's not so important. Malverde! You know that is false. You know clans are everything, which is why I left RTK and now I am nothing. And now I am nothing! And it has nothing to do with the fact that I wanted to be a freelance streamer and not associated with any clan. Because I was getting a little tired of how problematic it was being involved with the clan and also trying to be a streamer. Because if you made any rule-break ruling in favor of RTK, oh, you were biased. You were biased. It's not the fact that what was occurring in the game didn't justify a rule break, or that I'm rather lenient on rule breaks in general. No, it's because I'm an RTK fucking simp. So anyway, Big Dick, Handsome Rusty just won this game outright because of pure skill. Just Rusty. Don't pay attention to those the three letters in front of his name. Just look at his handsome face and know that he should have won this game. Cetra honestly did okay on foot. I was proud of him. He was a good boy. Tomb Guards did alright. Tomb Scorpions struggled a little bit. And the Chosen of the Gods really struggled. What was that? That was round 2, game 8. Ended up being close, though. Ended up being close. Photoshop. What's happening? Torox advances to fight Belega Ironhammer. And Cetra gets the send-off of his people. Someone out there wanted Tomb Kings, and now all the Tomb Kings are dead. So I hope you're proud of yourself. Killing off all of our Tomb Kings like that. What do we have next? Okay, alright. So it's Imric versus Marathi. Imric versus Marathi. Zypher told me, he sent me a Discord message. He said, I'm so excited to play in this faction war. It's literally everything I've ever wanted. And I'm so happy you guys let me play. But unfortunately, actually, Loopy just handed me a $75 bill. So, dark meme. So, Loopy, thanks for the bribe. Malice Darkblade is now in the tournament. Loopy gets to play. Fuck Marathi. Let's go! Let's go! Boom. Loopy's in. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. It's definitely not that Zypher had scheduling conflicts, and Mr. Teufel asked Loopy if he could fill in, and then he asked if he could play Malice instead, and we said sure. Nope, not at all. It was a bribe. Caffeine from a little COVID body. Massive simp confirmed. Alright. Salt's extensive as the hands of the desert. Gun beat spiked sticks. Pantalonade, my mentor, was awful. Hey, Fanta, how you doing? How you doing? So, for Loopy, we have triple Scourge Runner Chariot. Loopy is usually known for almost all cavalry builds. It looks like he's not leaving his roots too far behind him, as he has 3 chariots and 4 cav units in this army already. Scourge Runners are taking extremely aggressive trades. Meanwhile, backing him up is a Sorceress of Death. We have Malice, Meanblade himself, Bleak Swords, and Witch Elves. That's the whole Dark Elf army. Quickly going over the High Elf forces of Imric. We have Dragon Princes, Rangers. The Scions of Mathlin, interestingly enough. We have 2 Lothern Sea Guards with shields. We have 1 Mage of Life. The Fireborn paired with Imric and an Arcane Phoenix, not the Omen of Syrian. Marathi x Imric turned into a homoerotic Malice versus Imric. Hey, Mr. Teufel. We just explained how you and I are extremely corrupt, and we let Loopy buy his way into the tournament, and we kicked out Zypher, who really wanted to play. Alright. So, the triple Scourge Runner Chariots of Loopy are sprinting around, doing good damage to these Rangers, who have taken, honestly, so much work from this. The Arcane Phoenix is used to wrangle them off a little bit. And I just said the names, but I forgot who's playing Imric already. God damn it. It's Loopy versus who? Shit balls. Imric was on the stream earlier, and he won his game, but now I can't remember who it is. Checking that High Elf Dark Elf match was a nuance while finishing work. Yeah. Well, we're always here to help. While the Sea Guard are now in range, they'll start poking at the Witch Elves. 5 armor, no shields means they are fresh fish for the taking. But the Fireborn plus Rangers will try and zone in. I think I have COVID because my brain is melting, and Grace has COVID, so it's actually very likely. But still, Malice Darkblade gets hemmed in by the Fireborn. And Imric is trying to get to fight him, but it looks like a lot of the Dragonborn are actually keeping him away as well. Balance power is about even. I think that's full of shit. So far, the Dark Elves have been getting worked on something fierce. And the Spring Sorceress of Death is nearly dead. I'm thinking from overcasting, most likely. Malice Darkblade pops the blood price, and he's already down to half health. He'll have to transform soon to make sure he doesn't actually rout, because he's only unbreakable when he's to Zarkand. When he's Malice, he can actually run away from a fight, which is bad. Which is bad. It's Stinger. Ah, it's Stinger. Stinger's been getting pretty good. Stinger popped up on my radar around the time Warhammer 3 came out, and then since then he's actually become a pretty top-tier player. Like, I would bet on Alfredino or Evenstar or Felcon above him, but, like, you know, that's a hard thing to come up against. But when I face Stinger, it's like 50-50 on who wins, so I don't know. If you want to diss me, then you're dissing Stinger too, but regardless. Malice does transform as late as possible, and now he's going to pop Reaper of Souls. And Mr. Teufel sent me a replay that will be going on the channel soon, but Malice has some shit to prove against an Arcane Phoenix right here, and he's going to get his vengeance once and for all. Now, Loopy's Cav is completely swarming the backline of the High Elves. You can see all the Lothian Sea Garden Rangers are running for the hills and or already dead, so it is down to Arcane Phoenix and Imric. If the Arcane Phoenix gets lucky and gets its little rebirth explosion, maybe it could do some good damage here, but honestly, it looks like Balance of Power is going to tank enough that we'll probably have army losses before that thing actually dies. Ooh, actually Malice is getting in some good shots. Maybe it'll explode, but then the Cold One Knights are pulling away, so they won't get completely fucked up by the explosion. Nah, they're going back in. Shattered, army losses before the explosion. Cool. Yeah, he's good, but can he lose every game with the Scourge, with the Shredder of Lustria? I don't know. That is a tough feat to accomplish. Short game, good play by Loopy. Elf versus Elf can be rather quick if everybody is fragile. Malice only getting 200 value because he doesn't count to Zarkand still. That's the patch we need. That's the patch notes we're looking for. For Stingers, the Bird got 2,000. Imric did okay. Everything else struggled really hard. And for your viewing pleasure, you might be like, wow, Malice Darkblade did great. Malice Darkblade is incredible. Malice Darkblade can have my babies. Well, there's something I must show you. Videos. Alright, Malice, this is your time. Finally, people stop making fun of you. They stop saying you're a meme. Yes, we killed the enemy lord. Now we just need to kill this Omen of Assyrian. 50 melee defense. I have 80 melee attack. Come on, Malice, you can do it. And then the community will stop making fun of you. They'll stop saying you're shit. So close. Balance of Power is so in my favor. 2 hits. Army losses even
Army
happens.
losses kicks in for a second.
But just one more hit, Malice. You can do it. No, no, no. Ouch. No. No, Father's watching. Can't disappoint Father, not again. I will not be caught crying in the broom closet for another Christmas. Please, Malice. No. One more swing, please. Papa. I'm sorry. Caw, bitch. So before anybody gets too excited about Malice, remember that Malice also exists. It's the duality of Malice. There's the Malice out there that gives you hope, and there's the Malice out there that takes it away. Right. Malice meme. Malice Dark meme. Where do you go? Follow the line. You do go fight a Narian. Wow. 2 High Elf matchups in a row from Malice Dark meme. Go up a little bit. No, down. No, up. There you go. Good boy. Imric, you tried hard. And we'll send you off in High Elf White. Paintbrush, find Kazarik, because Kazarik's the one we've been drawing all over. Even though Kazarik's actually moving up, so that's a bit of a problem. And goodbye, Imric, you served well. I don't see any more round 2 replays, so we still do not have Volkmar versus Olariel. That will have to be played soon, or we'll auto-advance someone, so I'm sorry for anybody who was super excited about that. But other than that, round 2 is entirely done. We have some round 3 and even some round 4 replays to go through right now, so let's get started. Round 3, game 1, Kazarik, One Eye versus Throgg, the Troll King. Let's fucking go. Omen brought the miracle alive for me in that one. With hate, all things are possible. Alright. Deadly buddies, I like that. Malice can have my babies any day because Lord knows I don't want them. Anyway, I am locked. Now, let me out. So in this match between Razel and VM Berserk, Norska has a Feral Manticore, Marauder Horseman, 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 Horseman. So 4 Horsemen. We have Throgg, the Troll King, is his lord. A second Feral Manticore. We do have 2 Wind Wolves paired up with Norska Ice Wolves each, 4 Berserkers, and a Mage of Metal, Final Transmutation, and Searing Dooms. For Razel, we have Kazarik One Eye on his chariot, partnered up with a Braciaman of Wilds of Traderkin, and it looks like Devolve. We have a Jabberscythe. Yes, I really like that unit. The Gorgons suck and I hate them, but Jabberscythes are actually pretty sick. I enjoy them a lot. Looks like 3 Centaurs with throwing axes, 4 Centaurs without, and then 1 Ungor Raider Archer and a bunch of Ungor Spear Herds. A little close to the white line for Norska, but neither party brought it up before the stream, and this is a replay, so they had time to bring it up if they wanted to. Too late, we're going for it. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Why do I have 3 pings? Mr. Teufel and Karadok are pinging me. Hold on, that actually might pertain to this stream, so what's happening? Oh! Okay. My bad. We do have Volkmar versus Alariel. I'll get back to that. We're gonna cast this game because we're already in it, but I'm getting messages that it was sent, and, well, either it wasn't sent to me or I missed it. I don't know, and I could go back and fact check, but if people said they sent it to me and I missed it, I'll trust them on that. So we do have Volkmar versus Alariel. We'll go watch it after this one. Anyway, back to this. So the Beastmen are hounding the Norskins into the corner, and one of the reasons that being close to the white line isn't always a good idea is Norska is a particularly low leadership faction. And while so are the Beastmen, the idea is, if I route the Beastmen, I can just route them off here. Well, what's much more likely is your forces are the ones with their back to the white line, so you'll get routed that way and go off, and the Beastmen are more likely to be routed that way and be fine. Quick final transmutation, it's not overcast, and Kazarik is able to ride away from his caster and not give him some of the damage as well. Now he does unfortunately hurt some of his dogs, but oh well. Centaurs and dogs charging in are going to round off these Berserkers once and for all. Meanwhile, Razel is throwing away an Ungor Spearman herd to the wolves, literally and figuratively, but that's a fine trade while he's getting a much better engagement over here, while Throgg, the other skin wolves, and half the skirmishers are busy. He gets rid of 1 chaff unit for 350 gold, and even then it's only at half health, so it's actually kind of fine. A quick Searing Doom cast from Norska is going to punish a couple of the Chaos Warhounds with poison a little bit, and Kazarik and the Jabberscythe are going to leave a fight with a Manticore. Kind of surprised that they're leaving that one, but oh well. Ungor Raiders are in position to get some good damage on anything they shoot at. They are just currently not shooting. Don't know what's going on with them. They say they're firing, but they're not. We don't see any arrows leaving them, and now Berserkers have collapsed on the poor little cowboys, so they will die swiftly. Beastmen are still ahead on the balance of power by just a little bit, but since they start that way, I would say it's actually even trade. Here we notice the penalties of deploying so close to the white line for Norska is your dogs will run straight off, and the Beastmen dogs will run into the open field and come back. It's great to see land battles. We've been doing them on Warhammer 3.2, Phoenix King. Just stick around the channel, you'll get the content you want. Alright, Manticore gets bodied by Kazarik and the Jabberscythe, and things are looking a little grim for Norska. I know the balance of power is even, but I'm just looking at the state of the battle, and it's not looking great. Another Manticore is rampaging into Kazarik and the Jabberscythe, and they all could just turn around and take this fight. I don't know why they're running so intensely from Throgg and from these Manticores. Razel is an extremely good player, so surely he knows something. I think it's maybe these Skin Wolves. I don't think he really wants to sit and fight the Skin Wolves. Could be what's going on. A massive break from Norska on the top side. It looks like the Beastmen have really been shifting. Earlier in the game, this was the focus, and now all of a sudden I missed it, but the focus was shifted up here, so a really good mobile game from Razel. Taking fights where he can win them and leaving fights where he can't. That's a lot of what Beastmen, good Beastmen play is, and I'm particularly bad at that, is like I'll just chuck my units into a fight and then go, why did they lose? Oh, and then lose the game. Jabbersight is having a tough time, however, versus all these Skin Wolves and Throgg and the Manticore. It looks like Kazarik and the Wildcaster are both going to leave him to his fate. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. You can't save them all. Bounce power has still been quite even, though. So good play here from Berserk. Berserk has made a big appearance on this channel recently, doing very well in a lot of Warhammer 3 tournaments as well, and clearly showing he has some chops in Game 2. Good to see. Good to see. Manticore rampages into a 2v1. Could be the last mistake he ever makes if Kazarik gets his paws on him. See what I did there? Paws, because he's a little beast, man. That being said, they are being chariots right now, just running around in circles, but Kazarik turns around and beats the absolute shit out of that Manticore. It is gone. Throgg is very healthy. We have one Berserker unit that's healthy, and a Skin Wolf that is running away, but trying to regen up, plus a Caster, and Beastmen have just so much more than that. And I have been hurt by Throgg too many times to trust him. He's at full health now, but give him one good chopping from Kazarik's Scourge, and he'll break anyway, even at full health. Get pinged, scum. Thanks, Devin buddies. Alright. Throwing axes are peeling away, trying to just hit Throgg now. Berserkers are going to rampage. Beastmen get a little bit more edge on that balance of power, and a quick charge from 2 chariots is going to make these Martyr Berserkers wish they were never born. Jabbersight pops in as well. Maybe going to tear out off the Berserkers. Are they naturally ITP or only Frenzy ITP? Looks like... Nope, they're naturally ITP. Okay, he ain't terror out and shit. Throgg's just going to club his ass to death. Go, Throgg, go. Go, Throgg, go. Get stunned, Throgg. Throgg, you suck. Alright, Manticore did it, not Throgg. It is down to just Throgg and his caster, though. Everything else is routing or shattered on the map. Oh, there's some Skin Wolves. Okay, alright. 6 almost dead Skin Wolves are definitely going to turn the tide of this game. And Throgg is going to run painfully to his death. But the real question is, will Kazarik get the last blow? Or will the Beastman player Razel be a coward and play smart? Leadership tanks. And he routs. Army losses. Kazarik never 1v1 Throgg. Hubby, I don't think you understand the word hosted, but I still love you so very much. Murph, it's good to see you. Murph, I'm proud of you. And Murph, casted by me, hosted by Mr. Teufel, because Mr. Teufel did all the work, did all the stuff, got all the people together, did all the things. I'm just the beautiful person that sits in front of the TV and says, look at all the action figures hit each other. Look at them go. And I point out obvious things, like if that guy gets hit, he's going to die. And if he doesn't get hit, he's going to win. Top tier analysis. Don't get hit, don't lose the game. Easy peasy. Kazarik, 704 value. I honestly thought he would have gotten more. I thought he was doing fine. Centaur play was beautiful. It was gorgeous. From Razel, Jabbersight did okay, but it was mostly Centaurs carrying that. Throgg did more than Kazarik, so he's a better Lord, confirmed. Metalcaster also did pretty well. The Marauder Horsemen really just couldn't get any ground on that smaller map. Manticores did fine, and Skinwolves did fine as well. So I'll go back to the Photoshop and update the thing, and then we actually do have the Volkmar versus Alariel, because I was, say it with me kids, wrong. Kazarik advances. Throgg the Pog does get crossed off, and is ceremonial light blue. Alright, Mr. Teufel and Karadok both sent me the replays. Or I did. Either way. Wait, yes, I should have known this for reasons. I should have known this game was played because there was a potential rule break concern on the game after this game, so this game would have had to have been played, but I'm made of stupid. Karadok, I almost lost a piece of content, but I didn't, because you saved me. You and Mr. Teufel. So we are going back for Volkmar and Alariel, and then round 2 will actually be complete. So there's no replay here. Want to watch some magic? Boom. Boom. There it is. Hiles versus Empire. Karadok on Averlorn versus Central Scrut on the Empire. The Empire? Okay. Thanks, Cudin. I'm doing my best. That's what a host does. Steve Harvey doesn't invite contestants onto Family Feud. He just hosts it. You know what, Murph? You know what, Murph? I hope you're having a good day. Chris Rock didn't organize the Oscars. He just got slapped. True. For Central Scrut, we have Outriders. We do have Volkmar the G. Some Spearmen and Swordsmen mixed in. No Sigmar's Sons, interestingly enough. We do have the Sunmaker, double Demigryph Knights, and a Jade Wizard. For Alariel's faction, we have Illyrian Reavers. We have her version of Dryads, Rangers, Dryads, Rangers. We have White Lions, Dragon Princes. So triple Dragon Princes, Aleri, and double Noble. Interesting. Very interesting build from the High Elves. What's also interesting from the High Elves is their slanted advance. Because the way this is currently going, this side's going to hit first, and this side's going to have to go way further to get to the same spot. So that is a bit of a trouble. Scrut Daddy. It is Central Scrut. He's a good lad. He's a good lad. I remember the first time I played him, he was playing Vampire Counts, and he brought 6 single entities, though. So he is a cheater, he is a scumlord, and he should be banned from tournament play ever again. But, you know, I don't hold grudges. Volkmar is sallying forth, throwing down some bombardments? What's the thing? Soulfire Bombardment. God, I've been out of this game for too long. I've already forgotten all the abilities. Soulfire Bombardment plus the Sunmaker are making the High Elves' lives hell. We have 2 Rangers that are almost out of the fight entirely, 1 that's quite injured, and a Dryad at half HP, and the front lines haven't even collided yet. Volkmar is trying to zone off some Illyrian Reavers, while Outriders skirmish with them a bit, but the Illyrian Reavers might get a rear charge over here, though Demigryph Knights will easily zone them off, so no big issues here. Now, a huge problem could be Volkmar the Grim versus Nobles. Volkmar is a dreaded terror in the night, but he's the Kairos Fate Weaver of Game 2, and I do mean that. He has 20 melee defense, but he's absurdly tanky, partially due to his abilities, but actually partially due to his jank-ass model. But if the Nobles actually get on top of him and swing, they can kill him pretty quickly. Scumlord's only in the LS clan. Are you a dwarf, human boy? I'm short, ugly, and no one likes me, so... yeah, I might be a dwarf. No, I'm not short. I'm 5'11 and 3/4, not quite 6 foot. I don't ruminate on that. Actually, though, real talk, in high school I got so pissed when I stopped growing at 5'11 and 3/4. Got so pissed. What is this? Who's casting this? Is it Empire or is it High Elves? That matters for this Dwellers Below. It's going to either fuck up some Demigryphs or fuck up some Dragon Princes. It's the Empire. Empire gets a beautiful Dwellers Below onto the Dragon Princes, but Lariel is going to try to counter that with some healing. The Demigryph Knights are really losing this fight, mostly because of the 2 Nobles also supporting it. Volkmar is trying to defend the Sunmaker. That still has a little bit of desperate ammo it wants to get out, but there are Demigryph Knights here doing a lot of... not Demigryph Knights, Dryads. Dryads and Demigryph Knights are pretty much the same thing. Doing a lot of good work. Now the Nobles, both Elite Cav for both sides, have run off from this fight. Now it leaves Spearmen versus Heavy Cav and Nobles, but the Jade Wizard will not want to be there for much longer. Empire Infantry is winning across the board, mostly because the Dryads were so depleted on their advance. The Rangers as well. So the High Elves have an advantage in Heavy Cavalry and single entities. The Empire has an advantage currently in Skirmish Cavalry and Infantry. Sunmaker is officially shattered, so he's not coming back, and unfortunately some White Lions of Krace are able to catch up to the Outriders. But are your women bearded? Grace's mustache tickles a little bit, but yeah. I mean, sure, it's long enough that we can twirl it with a comb, but yeah. What are you trying to say? Not 6 foot, get this man off my screen. Okay, Jade Wizard did get broken. It looks like the Dragon Princes dropped attack orders for just a second, though they will be able to catch up to him again. And with charge bonus helping them out, they will catch up to that guy and walk him off the map safely. It's a day. High Elves are quite ahead on the balance of power, especially now that the 2 Nobles have caught up to Volkmar the Grim, and he is going to walk away at half health all of a sudden, because Nobles can actually hit his bitch ass. Horse characters are already dealing Volkmar. Foot characters are not. And monsters characters are hit and miss, depends on the monster. Outriders are kiting around the nobles, doing actually pretty good poke damage. Central Scrutinizer has kept them very alive, and that noble is getting destroyed. Now that he can't run past these spearmen, he's caught up on them a little bit, and the Outriders just destroy him! Alright, Central Scrut back in the game. That leaves one noble left to deal with Volkmar the Grim, plus, I guess, some Dragon Princes that they don't have anti-large or armor-piercing, so Who really gives a shit about him? But Outriders getting caught here by Larry and some Dragon Princes. Never mind, they get away. It's hard to tell what models are Demigryph Knights and what models are Outriders at this distance. Outriders are going to have to fight their way out, trying to rout these Dragon Princes, but the brave boys hang on, and their charge bonus gives them just enough leadership to get through, block up the Outriders, and can the Dragon Princes behind follow up? Maybe not. Empire's clawing their way back on the balance of power. And around the map, that infantry advantage I talked about for the Empire is dwindling due to these Dragon Princes just cycle charging around. It looks like Larry has also done good work on that front, leaving us just a half-health White Lion and half-health Dryad, but the Empire is also out of sorts. Larry chucks down some more healing for her precious Dragon Princes and herself, taking a lot of damage from these Outriders over here. Very, very nice Outrider play from Central Scrut so far, and that is going to be a Volkmar Banishment and Soulfire Bombardment, going to fuck up both these units of Dragon Princes so much. That is a ton of High Elf Heavy Cav dying all at once. Their leadership spikes down, but suddenly they burst out, and it looks like the micro slipped a little bit for the Empire, and now all of a sudden Outriders are running from Dragon Princes. And while they are faster, charge bonus is a hell of a drug, and one of the Outriders will be killed altogether. It looks like this other one's just about to get away, but the leadership of the Dragon Princes is waning. Can the Outriders actually get away from them and or shoot them to death? Maybe, possibly, potentially. One Outrider is routed off the map. Volkmar getting in a fight with a noble for just a brief second really takes him down. Balance of power is very far against the Empire at this point, and Volkmar still can't escape the noble. The noble on horse is much faster than him on his chariot. Illyrian Reavers are faster than the Outriders, and yeah, they just chase them down outright. And army losses kicks in. That was a hell of a game, though. Very nicely played by both players. I felt like the High Elves were running out of Cav, and then more Cav just kept appearing on my screen. It was like, alright, they're down to 2 Dragon Princes. One of those died. Alright, never mind. Now they have 2 Dragon Princes. Both of those died. Never mind. There's another Dragon Prince. It's pretty healthy, and there's an Illyrian Reaver. I don't know where all these Dragon Princes keep coming from. Karadok's playing domination mode in Warhammer 2. He just keeps summoning in Dragon Princes. Scrutinizer's like, what the fuck? How many Dragon Princes do I have to kill? Summon. Give me more Dragon Princes stat. Because, like, here's where my confusion's coming from. The Empire got that 6 Dwellers Below onto the Dragon Princes, plus a Demigryph Knight was fighting them, so they ran off with, like, almost no health, and I assumed a lot of their models were dead. And then the entire game happened. Outriders were shooting Dragon Princes, and then there was that spot where Volkmar blobbed up, got a Soulfire Bombardment, got a Banishment, and Outriders were all shooting the Dragon Princes. And those 2 Dragon Princes were, like, super fucked up. And then a third Dragon Prince just comes in from nowhere, and then the Illyrian Reapers come in, and I'm like, wait, how many fucking Dragon Princes are there? Oh, that was very funny. Alright, regardless, Larry got 147 damage value. Clearly she's a bad lord. Clearly you shouldn't take her. 1,400 for you, 1,600 for you. One of the Dryads got 1,200. My god. Rangers all got fucked on. White Lions also got fucked on. Illyrian Reavers did fine. And Dragon Princes carried the whole game because they're great. Volkmar did excellently. Jade Wizard also did well till he got caught. Demigryph Knights did what they had to, but they do seem a little bit expensive for how poorly they did. Maybe some Empire Knights would be better. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not that good of an Empire player, and Scrut's way better than me, so I'll trust him on that. Outriders did great, and the Sunmaker did its best. Bim bam boom. Who dares message me? It's Karadok. Karadok, who just played High Elves, messages me. Let me read it. Human boy, you suck. I hate you. Never cast a game again. Thanks, Karadok. Thanks, buddy. All right, where were we? Photoshop. So L'Ariel moves up, and with that, all of round 1 is actually done this time. For real. Rest in peace, Volkmar. Rest in peace, Scrut. You gave it hell. I liked the build. Anyway, down the line we go. Do we have Noctilus versus Mazda Mundi? Round 3, game 2? We do. We do. And Nekbet, I love your name. Nekbet's fleeing from Warhammer 3 versus RTK's Curio. Mazda Mundi versus Count Mimulus. Oh, Zypher, that's true. It probably killed the Sunmaker. I was wondering how it got so much value. Hi, Hazel Basin. Mazda Mundi versus Noctilus. Throw guesses out in the chat. Now, Scurvy Dogs were deployed in the back looking for Chameleon Stalkers. That's a pretty nice play. Double Sirens. We have some zombies with pokey sticks, zombies without. We have 2 bombers. We have 4 handguns, 2 deck gunners, 1 cannonade, and Count Noctilus on foot yet again. On the other side for Curio, looks like 4 Chameleon Stalkers, 3 Chameleon Skinks, 4 Skink Cohorts with Javelins, looks like 4 Feral Cold Ones, a Feral Carnosaur, the Cohort of Sotek, and Mazda Mundi on his chair, not on Zlok. Interesting. I think, isn't Curio also the one that brought a Feral Carnosaur in his other game? Really likes the Feral Carnosaur all of a sudden, which is strange. For the entire lifetime of Warhammer 2, Feral Carnosaur was not a beloved creature. Nekbet has mastered the art of standing incredibly still. Yeah, Nekbet's a dwarf player, it's confirmed. It's just the truth. Chameleon Skinks are an interesting choice versus Vampire Coast. I'm wondering what they're for. Maybe for gun bats? Are they that common here? I don't know. But it feels like you're not going to get any good skirmishing. You're just going to get shot. They do have missile resist, I guess. I don't know. I don't love the pick, but I'm a shit Lizardman player, so maybe I should just shut my fucking mouth. Hey, that's a PE secret. Alright, Feral Cold Ones take 1 volley from some of the pistols, and then they will rampage into the fight. Lizardmen are approaching on all fronts, and it looks like the Chameleon Stalkers have entered the fray, doing about half damage to the pole arms before they take any themselves. But Feral Cold Ones charging into Sirens is going to be a bad trade for them. Sirens, I mean, they're undead, so they're unbreakable, but they're also ethereal, which is extra bad for the Feral Cold Ones. The Feral Cold Boys. Another thing I actually do miss from Warhammer 3 is the top left telling me how much damage each faction has done, because right now it looks really bad for the Vampire. No, sorry, it looks bad for the Lizards. Mazda Mundi's already at half HP, but I don't know. It's hard to tell with the undead how much damage they're taking, because their units that are super damaged just disappear, and I can't see them anymore. Feral Carnosaur rampages into the middle. He's trying to kill off a deck gunner, and he's doing okay at it, but meanwhile he's just getting focus fired from every angle. And it looks like maybe another swift victory for the Vampire Coast as they just mulch through that Feral Carnosaur. He is dead, and I have to imagine that Mazda Mundi is coming up next. As the Carronade and both the deck gunners have taken some damage, they are just going to get a little bit of healing, stay focused, and you can see all eyes turn to Mazda Mundi on his chair, taking all the damage, taking all the shots. The poor boy, the man, the myth, the toad legend, taking it all, and he is going to route slash die soon. I have a sneeze coming out. Ah, that was great. That was just delightful. Anyway, Mazda Mundi's going to die as he runs away. Without him, the Lizardman army will immediately crumble and die. Well played by Nekbet. No one calls me a dwarf man, you ungrateful, overrated hamster. I will stand still when I want to. Nekbet, that was eloquent. I like that a lot. Your insults were well crafted. And that is the end of the poor Mazda Mundi. Well played, Vampire Coast. Well played. Noctilus stood around and pointed at things like the good boy he is. Bombers did okay, but I imagine the handguns and deck gunners got a lot of our value. Strange that the deck gunners didn't get a lot. I guess the cannon did. For the Lizards, Mazda Mundi did okay. The Javelins didn't do much. Command Skinks didn't do much. Feral Cold Ones didn't get to do much. Carnosaur didn't either. It was mostly on the Stalkers who got a little bit done. Alright. Noctilus will go fight Kazarik at some point. I do not believe that game has been played yet, but actually maybe. I have one game from round 4 ready for today, so maybe it will. Who knows? Who knows? What am I doing? Mazda Mundi? He is orange, dick. Orange. Give me my paintbrush. Find Kazarik's name. Mazda Mundi. Do we have Norska Chieftain versus Kolek? Round 3, game 3. We do. We do. I'm pretty sure Grace gave me COVID. I'm all sniffly and gross. We have Odium's the green one versus Chris Pineapple, which is its current year, on the Norskan Chief, who someone gave me a name for, and I forget the name already. I forget the name already. Alright. Looking around. So for green one, we have Horsemasters, Horsemasters, Horsemen, Horsemen. So it looks like Horsemasters, Horsemasters. 4 Horsemasters, 2 Horsemen. We have some Chaos Marauders, Marauders, Marauders. So 4 Marauders. We have the Summoners of Rage, Chaos Trolls with Armor, 1 Chariot, Kolek Suneater, and a Chaos Sorcerer of Metal with only Final Transmutation. For Norska, we have 6 Skirmish Cav as well. Horsemasters, Horsemen, Horsemen, Masters, Men, Men. So 4 Horsemen and 2 Horsemasters, which is 4 Horsemasters and 2 Horsemen. We have the Beast of Tashnar, Double Frostworm, a Marauder Chieftain on foot, and also Chaos Sorcerer of Metal with Plague of Rust and Final Trans, spicy, and a bunch of Marauders plus some Marauders with great weapons. It's Richard? I see. Well, both armies are very similar. Chaos Marauders and 6 Skirmish Cav. It's only the Lords and single entities that are different. Also Metal Casters. Gotta say, I think the side without the double Frostworms will probably win this game, but we'll see. Norska Mirror, let's go. Pretty much. Nice breath attack from one of the Frostworms. Takes about half, 2/3 health off that Chaos Marauder, and it looks like the Skirmish Cav are trying to finish him off, though a lot are shooting at, like, dead models, which is a little weird. Anyway, Kolek's looking to get into the thick of it. He's chasing after 3 Skirmish Cav, with 4 Skirmish Cav supporting his advance, so they kind of lose no matter what they do. If they shoot at Kolek, they're not counter-shooting their opponents, and if they shoot at their opponents, then Kolek will run up and hit you in the face. Not good, so its current year is falling back on the right flank. He's pushing forward on the left. He has 3 Skirmish Cav versus the 2 of his opponent, and he's still attacking his Chaos Marauders a little bit, but it looks like the micro is slipping as one of his own Marauders gets a little too extended and will now get charged in the back by Chaos Trolls while already terror routing. Frostworm looming in the sky, ready to get on their breath attack down onto something sometime for some reason. And we have skirmishing, ladies and gentlemen. We have skirmishing. I can confirm that skirmishing is occurring. Another brutal charge from these chariots, taking out another Marauder unit, and Norska's running out of Marauders to protect their Skirmish Cav, so pretty soon their Skirmish Cav will have to skirmish against the non-Skirmish Cav, and the skirmish of the Skirmish Cav might come down to a skirmish. Beasts of Tashnar get onto the Skirmish Cav and start doing some melee, but they won't get much melee done because of the skirmishing nature of the Cav in question. They will just run away. Armored Trolls even get a side attack onto the Beasts of Tashnar, and while they are ROR dogs, they are still dogs. Kolek is going bonk on the Marauder Chieftain, who is now down to half health, and he's about to rout. Rest in peace, my friend there. And Kolek has 128 leadership. He has 128 leadership at the moment. Holy crap. That's a little wild. He ain't breaking for nothing. Marauder Chieftain, however, is breaking. Norska is slightly ahead on the balance of power for a moment, but ooh, big mistake here. We can see the balance of power is going to wing right over for Chaos as soon as this Frostworm is taken out from 100 to 0 by the Summoners of Rage and the Armored Chaos Trolls. It is going straight off the map, so is the Marauder Chieftain, who Kolek or some skirmish cav should probably chase down and make sure that he never gets to see the sun again. But Kolek doesn't give a fuck about that. He'll go get him later. Skirmish cav routing. This Frostworm's routing, and it's probably going to die soon. So what does Norska have going for it? They have more infantry left alive. In fact, I don't think Chaos really has any infantry left alive. That guy's almost dead. So Norska has infantry. Both sides have skirmish cav, though I think Chaos' skirmish cav is doing slightly better. Armored Chaos Trolls getting a little low. Their 110 armor is not protecting them from too much, but ooh, that could be a nice final trans. An overcasted final trans onto some of the incoming Marauders is an interesting choice, but just really want to take out the infantry element, and it even hits the Frostworm in the sky for a little bit. And as the Marauders of its current year try to join in, it looks like they are all three going to get hit by the final trans the entire time. They did not spread out, unfortunately. Little slip of the micro there, and they take some good damage. Not as much as you would think, but still a good amount. Frostworms also do not have a good time. And that is going to be a huge chain lightning from the Summoners of Rage, tearing through the Marauders as a rear charge from the Chaos Chariots comes in, really just depleting their health and leadership bars in one big burst. And Norska will head for the hills after that, I believe. Kolek is putting the bonk stonk shonk onto the Shaman Sorcerer of Metal, who's trying to get away on his horse, but he's a little locked up in the skirmish cav at the moment. And Kolek missing 2 attacks in a row on stream. That is just unheard of, but there comes the third, and I imagine a fourth will finish him off quickly. There we go. Cool, cool. Chaos Skirmish Cav fighting a million things, but it is locking the Frostworm on the ground where he can be poked. He can be pokey-poked, and now Chaos is firmly ahead on the balance of power. Shaman Sorcerer of Metal is dead. What will the Frostworm do against such reckless hate? Richard the Chieftain is going to go fight the Summoners of Rage, and they just calmly walk away from him, as they should. They're maybe even going to surround this Frostworm as Kolek comes in with the big bonk stick. And that'll be the end of the Frostworm and the end of Norska's chances in this game, I think. I don't believe 2 wounded Skirmish Cav and Richard could carry this game against Kolek, motherfucking Sun Eater. There comes army losses, and that's it. GG. The green one advances in its current year. Gave it a good show. Gave it a good run. Had a ball. Kolek 1500 value. Chaos Trolls 600. Summoner's Rage 1400. Skirmish Cav did fine. Chariots did fine. Marauders died for the great cause. Richard 125 value. Not great. Metal 1000. Frostworms, oof. One of them only got 140 value. 760 on the others. Marauders did fine. Skirmish Cav did fine-ish, and Beast of Teshna got killed. You think Richard still had it in him? Oh, I disagree. I am made out of disagreement sauce. So what is that? Kolek goes up. And the Norse Chieftain. In the colors of brown. He needs brown for that wooden shield icon. Bop, bop. He had a good run, though. He fought the Sisters of Sad, he fought Raponce, and then he fought Kolek. Okay, what do we have? Round 3, games 6, 7, and 8. So we have the bottom 3. So game 6 is Cudin's Lord Skrulk versus Karadok's Alariel. 4 games left in the stream today. Frostworms aren't bad copium. Frostworms aren't bad copium. Alright. Focusing up, I was catching up on some Discord messages. Phil. For the Shadow Warrior... Yes, the Shadow Warrior faction. For Alariel, there we go. We have 5 Shadow Warriors. We do have 1 Flamespire Phoenix. The Mage of Death overcasts to try and get a Spirit Leech off and does about a third of her HP. Aside from that, we have 2 silver helms, we have a noble, we have an Ithamar chariot, 3 silver helms actually. Larry. That's about it. It's a pretty classic kite. For the Skaven of Cudin, double chieftain on bone breakers, Lord Skrulk, pit fighters of Hell's Deep, plus 2 other rat ogres. We have 2 poison wind mortars, 2 poison wind globes, a bunch of Skaven slaves, and Kleinrats mixed throughout, and that's the whole build. So the first Spirit Leech plus some Archer Fire is really wounding these poison wind mortars, and they are going to run for it. Mage of Death is walking up. She's probably got Spirit Leech back off cooldown, and we'll use it soon. And this other one takes another massive fucking overcast, nearly killing herself. That's some bad RNG, my friend. That's some bad RNG. High Elves are massively ahead on the balance of power, though, as they've done so much damage to these very expensive artillery units for the Skaven. Shadow Warriors are still kiting. Kiting! Chieftains and Rat Ogres are channeling forth, maybe trying to catch the Mage of Death, sleeping a little bit. If they get one good charge attack onto her, she would break, because she's so low from all of her overcasts. Poison Mortars with their 70 armor and very spread out formation take a lot of ammunition from archers to kill, so it's not the worst trade in the world. Just wait out the Shadow Warriors by bombing them with your mortars. Mage of Death is caught sleeping a little bit as Skrulk's going to walk out and cast Lieber One-Shot a Kiss on her. Boom. That might be the death of the High Elf Mage. Oh, they have Larry, I guess. So they have Earthblood. Does it kill her? Still going. Still going. Still hasn't ticked. Okay, didn't kill her, which did rout. I think she'll go off the map, but we'll see. 2 Spirit Leeches. And a Liber Bubonicus. Rest in peace, Mage of Death. You tried. Poison and Mortars are wreaking a terrible toll on this left flank of Shadow Warriors. The right flank's fared a little bit better. And what is up here? Skaven Slave Spears are shattered. Oh, okay, they're fighting that. I see. But go, Mortars, go. Getting your ammo off while you've taken a shit ton of damage. Hang in there, little buddies. Hang in there, little friends. These Skaven Slaves? Yes, they can't be a summon. Skaven Slaves are fighting Silver Helms. If these Poison Wind Globes can get in range and get some shots up there, that would be pretty good. But other than that, the Skaven Slaves are just going to lose that trade over time. Shadow Warrior's still trying to kill the Poison Wind Mortars, but you can see how little damage they're doing. Hey, Hubby, now that Warhammer 3 ranked is 50-50, do you think it's going to make the hate for either game mode even worse? Cause people to play a game mode they don't like? They don't have to do anything. What I predict is queue times are going to become a lot longer because people just start dodging whatever game mode they didn't feel like playing. So if you wanted land battles and you get a land battle but your opponent wanted Dom, they're going to leave the game. And if you wanted land battles but you got Dom, you're going to leave the game. And it's going to take a long time to get a combination of 2 people that wanted to play a thing. Poison Mortars from Cudin still fucking up these Shadow Warriors. They are very, very, very over it. And not having a good time. Basic Poison Globes running around, and this is one of the problems the High Elves can run into when kiting the Skaven like this, is like... Poison Wind Globes have 100 armor, Poison Wind Mortars have 70 and spread out formations. You can really waste a lot of your ammunition trying to take out the units you need to. And then after you kite, what do you have left? Like some haggard-ass Shadow Warriors. Regardless, Double Chieftain and Rat Ogres are all trying to catch the Flamespire Phoenix while it's on the ground. Unfortunately, this does present the Rat Ogres to arrow fire, which those are actually units that'll die pretty quickly to elven arrows. Silverhelm's looking to get another charge in, though they do have charge defense on these Clan Rat Spears, so maybe they won't take nearly as much as you would think. And Poison Wind Mortars are still trying to kill the archers. There could be an argument to be had for especially these ones that are shooting at these extremely dead archers, just to shoot at the Silverhelms instead and get some damage onto them, because Poison Wind effect does do a lot to our friends, the Horsemen. Since these Shadow Warriors have so many models, the Poison Wind effect will actually do a lot of damage to them, so I could see it either way. You can see it's wrecked them down to almost nothing. On the far side, Clan Rat Spears are kited out. Looks like Chariots plus Archers took care of them effectively. And this last mortar is almost dead, but it's also used almost all of its ammunition, so... got what it needed to done, didn't it? Double Rat Ogres fighting Silverhelms and the Flamespire Phoenix. That is a value up trade for them, but they would like Skrulk in the area to give them a little bit of support, either infantry or magical or otherwise. Double Chieftains are chasing off the Elfamo Chariots, making sure that they can't run as freely as they would like to. But these Rat Ogres being left with no support is a bit of a problem. These Poison Wind Mortars are turning to fire now, but Silverhelms are going to hit them in the back, and they're already so low in health that they'll just die outright. Maybe they can get one quick shot off? Nope, nothing. Rat Ogres also caught out by other Silverhelms, and now they will rout Poor bastards. And the Chieftains plus the Pit Fighters are coming to help them out, but it is too little, it is too late. And these Poison Globes are killing some Silverhelms. Skaven are slightly behind on the balance of power, I would agree, especially after that nasty pick that took out 2 Rat Ogres. All their mortars are dead, and this Poison Globe's almost dead. So it's down to 1 Globe in the single entity squad with some chaff versus a bunch of High Elves. Though, to be fair, the High Elves are almost out of ammunition. Elven, Master Ambushers, and Archers can barely hit Skaven with massive vats on their back standing still. Legit. You know, maybe Elves are just bad. Did you ever think of that? Did you ever think that Elves are just bad? On a side note, Clan Rats with shields are both chasing down some Archers, but the Ithmo Chariots are coming back to have something to say about that. Cudin sees this and is going to pull back, and his Rat Ogres should run over and try and help them out in their tough time. Noble is finishing to chase off some of these things. The Silverhelms and Flamesword Phoenix are also chasing. While we do a bit of Benny Hilling, I will pop that. Shadow Warriors are using their last few Archers at volleys. Their last few Archers, yes. Onto the Pit Fighters. That'll actually do decent damage, because there's no way with their limited arrows they can do anything with Poison Globes that matters. And the Chieftain and Skrulk are reforming their lines, still trying to chase off all of these chariots and whatnot. And whatnot. I think Larry is either grouped up for a big heal or is grouping up now for a big heal on that side while their Archers fire the last of their stuff, and they chase off these Clan Rats of Spears that are outside of the formation. Start chasing those Clan Rats. Cudin moves up, trying to get a little bit of Poison Wind to poke. And the Firebird with the Fire Poop is coming over to say hello. Again, the attacking role is being fulfilled on the far side with the Clan Rat Spears getting chased. Guard Spear is dead. Well, it's shattered. And now the High Elves turn their attention back to the blob in the center. 1 Poison Globe, it does Terror Route, but it does come back. Maybe Cudin can notice that. Yes, he does, and he is running back to the formation as quickly as little body can carry him. Shadow Warriors get into a fight with some Clan Rats. They will just die, probably going to get hit with Poison Globes soon, but also Silverhelms are coming. So you have 2 Poison Globes. Luckily, this one rallied, so you can actually throw at multiple targets, but it does look like both are going to throw at the same target. What is this, Clan Rat Summon? Clan Rat Summon for the Skavens coming out. Clan Rats are actually doing okay versus the Shadow Warriors, but not so much now that the Ithmo Chariots have arrived. They will very suddenly lose this quite heavily. Poison Wind, 1 Poison Wind Globe only hits the Clan Rat. It doesn't quite hit any of the Shadow Warriors or anything. Rest in peace, little buddy. And the Pit Fighters are caught out. If these Clan Rats can move up, they'll support them a little bit, but ooh, Poison Wind Overfire will actually be pretty good for them as long as they can last in this fight for just a second. Let a couple volleys get off. Route of Corruption comes down from Skrulk. Does a little bit of damage on the Shadow Warriors, but not too much really to speak of. Skaven, I think, are unfairly behind on the balance of power. They still have 2 full health Chieftains and a full health Skrulk. I think that that's a little bit of bullshit. While the High Elves have 1 healthy Silverhelm, 1 half-health Silverhelm, half-health Chariot, and then a Lord and a Noble, and a Phoenix. I don't know. I think that's being a little harsh on the Skaven. Ooh, a Plague Monk summon from Skrulk in the late game. Very interesting. As some Poison Wind Globes try to catch those Silverhelms, they will actually miss every single shot, not quite getting any damage over time. And then they throw onto the Ithmo Chariots. That will give them the debuff of getting hit by ranged units. The poisoned over time won't do that much to the Chariots because their model count is so low, but still. Shadow Warriors routing. Plague Monks are chasing things. Clan Rats fighting over there. Skaven are still massively behind the balance of power, which seems, again, a little cruel. Throw out the Silverhelms, do some good damage. Throw out the Silverhelms, do some damage. More Fire Poop is landing on the birds. Grouping up over there. Noble and the Chariots are chasing off these Clan Rats on the far side. Meanwhile, Larry's trying to group up for another good heal. Shadow Warriors are going to take another Poison Wind Volley on the side. Really whittling them down, but they will hang on for now. Skaven just run their asses down. Alright. And they are gone. Birds chasing off some Skaven slaves. Big heal comes in from Larry. And the double Chieftains will have to carry this harder than they've ever carried anything before. Meanwhile, 2 different Silverhelms are almost healing capped, which is just insane. Balance of power liar? Yeah, I'd say the High Elves are advantaged, but not like that much. This is kind of some shit. Skaven Lord's full HP. Chieftains are still both full HP. We have some Poison Globes. Scrut goes down a Route of Corruption. Larry chucks out a heal. And Noble is 1v1ing the Chieftain, which is where he wants to be. The Chieftains want to 2v1 him. They don't really want to take a straight-up fight. Silver Helms are about to route. Quick, sneaky little Skaven summon comes in. Poison Globes are terrified. Skrulk is going to run into the Flamespire Phoenix and try to kick its ass as it charges him, but I think Skrulk's a slightly better combatant. 6245 versus 3730. Yeah, he should be fine there. Silver Helms are almost routing off yet again. Ooh, one Chieftain overextends and gets killed by the Noble and other Silver Helms, and that could be a big problem. This Chieftain's trying to get a charge attack onto the Silver Helms. Maybe should just go back and guard Skrulk. Maybe. Poison Globes are going to route off. The Clan Rat Summon will soon fade, leaving just Skrulk and a Chieftain versus all this, and yeah. At that point, it might be a little doomed. You had to drop a useless summon just to avoid army losses? Yeah. That army losses was kind of full of shit. Skrulk got 1,300 damage value. The Chieftains didn't get a lot, unfortunately. I thought they would have done more, but looks like they didn't get a lot of their attacks to land, unfortunately. Clan Rats did fine. Poison Globes, one of them did incredibly well. Both the Mortars did well, paid for themselves, and Rat Ogres got caught out. Larry didn't do anything. Spirit Leech Mage barely did anything. Noble barely did anything. Shadow Warriors didn't honestly do a lot either. It was mostly a Silver Helm and Phoenix show. There's just so little value on the High Elf roster. It was mostly chasing off units. Alright. What is this? Cudin. Oh, Hazel's all upset. Oh, Hazel does the big upsetty spaghetti. Oh, wait. Skrulk doesn't advance. That's my bias. Hazel. Hazel! That's enough. They're very scared of you, bud. She's a very upset pup. She does not like that other people exist in this world. Round 3, Game 7. Round 3, Game 8. We have Marcus Wolfheart piloted by Dakter versus ODM Hannidins on the Chaos Fire Sorcerer. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. 1 second. You're being bad. You know you're being bad. Don't be bad. That's the easy solution here, is just don't be bad. Oh, you always put on the cute face when you know you've been bad. Alright. So, for this, we have Dakter has a Jade Wizard, we have Gotrek, we have triple Demigryph Knight, 1 Swordsman, Outriders, 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 4 Outriders, 2 Outriders with grenade launchers, Marcus Wolfheart. Oh, okay. It's entirely Cav and Kite build. 417 models. Meanwhile, Chaos, we have Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Fire, Forsaken, Chaos Marauders, Marauders, Dogs, Marauders, Marauders, Forsaken, and then Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes. It looks like 3 of them. Wow. Armor piercing, but not good skirmish Cav units. We do have the weird spawn. We have 1 Chariot, Swords of Chaos, and a Chaos Pharaoh Manticore. More bias, yes, yes. The stream needs some more warpstone. What up, Bowmore? How are you doing, my dude? And Zypher, I will not stop playing Skaven. I enjoy them. They're great. Bowmore, it's been a while. Good to see you. So Dakter's getting hounded back into a corner. You can see it's ODM, but I honestly forgot if it's Hannidins, right? I think it's Hannidins. It's not the green one. I think it's Hannidins. Hannidins is setting up a good surround. He doesn't want to leave any angles for the Empire to bust out and get back into the open field where they can keep kiting. He really wants to just push him into the white line, force him into melee, and push him off the map. Which is smart. Dakter, in the meantime, wants to get as many grenades as he can out onto these Chaos Marauders, that they're honestly doing like 0 damage at the moment for some reason. There we go. That was a better volley. and Wolfheart will get caught by a Manticore. But see, unlike the Phoenix King earlier with his dragon hitting the assassin 3 or 4 times instantly and killing him, the Manticore knocks Marcus Wolfheart over 3 times. This is exactly what I was talking about. How is it that the dragon killed the Canid assassin so quickly and the Manticore is just knocking Marcus Wolfheart over and not dealing any damage? I don't understand what made the difference. Whatever. All these skirmishers are going to turn and shoot the Manticore, and it will take very little damage, as I have made an entire video about before. Manticore's dodging a lot of Outrider shots is kind of classic Manticore. Demigryph Knights are retreating to now fight dogs and chariots. Manticore is rampaging after Marcus Wolfheart, but can't quite catch him. It just dances around him. It is literally just circling around him forever. And then it does land its first hit of the night, finally. Finally hitting him a little bit. Jesus Christ. Burning Head from Chaos does hit a whole bunch of the skirmish cav, but that doesn't really matter, as the throwing axes are wreaking a terrible toll onto the Demigryph Knights, who are now flanked by the Swords of Chaos, and Dakter is running out of room to run. He's right up against the white line, and he's trying now to push out and around through here, but he will concede in the end, and Chaos wins it. Very nice, very patient play from the Chaos player, cornering him. Marcus Wolfheart has plot armor protecting him. Not going to be a lot of value to look at because just nothing happened. It was a nice surround, good cornering of Wolfheart's forces, and then they surrendered. So let's go back to the Photoshop. Chaos Fire Sorcerer goes up. Marcus Wolfheart will eat a can of beans. The Hunts Marshal's expedition is kind of yellow, right? It's kind of yellow gold. Nope, that's not the right color, but oh well, we're in it. Alright, last thing of round 3. We don't have Belgar and Torox yet. We don't have Malice Meanblade versus a Narian yet, but we'll get those soon. But I do have the Plagueseer versus King Luen, and then the last thing for today will be the Chaos Fire Sorcerer Lord, who we just saw, versus whoever wins this one. Because apparently, they already played that game. Alright, 2 more. You can do it. You can hang in there. Pugna Bone on the Greyseer of Plague versus Renless with King Luen. This is also the last time today you'll see Eshin. We do have Death Runners in the far corner for the Skaven. Other than that, we have 2 Rat Ogres, 2 Poison Wind Mortars, 1 Eshin Triad, a Greyseer of Plague, double Assassins, 2 more Rat Ogres of 4. That is a good choice. Rat Ogres are extremely good in this matchup, and then a whole bunch of Skaven Slaves and Skaven Slaves of Spears, some Clan Rats in the back. Keep. For Renless's Bretonia, we have Knights Errant in the backfield, protecting double field Trebuchet, a shit ton of basic archers. Spearmen at Arms is the front line. Interesting. We have a Manticore Summoner, a basic Paladin, Luen up in the sky, and on the far side, Knights Errant, Knights Errant, Knights Errant. No Knights of the Realm, so no anti-large to deal with the Rat Ogres. It's been a while. Need to shoot your DM at some point and catch up. Alright. If you've been paying attention to Warhammer 3, the scene's kind of dead, and there's a... So Zypher has a Discord server where you can find Warhammer 2 battles using our bot, but I can update you all on that later. So Poison Wind Mortars plus Scorch from the Greyseer are just murdering all these poor peasants, poor peasant archers, and Luen's going to have to get involved rather swiftly. Now, it is tricky where he tries to go, because Rat Ogres will be waiting for him, and double Assassins can really stop him from getting anything done with Rival Hide Talisman. As long as they don't both cast it at the same time, you can double its effective time and give Luen minus 40 melee attack for the entire duration. Peasant archers making the same mistake of shooting at the poison and mortars. I know they're important things to kill, but you kind of have to just kill them in melee. Use your archers to kill rat ogres. Rat ogres are way more fragile to being shot by arrows, while the poison mortars just don't give a shit about it. So, if any of you fight Skaven in the future, just do that. Trebuchets have been abandoned. The Death Runners are going to get their due on them, but I think that's honestly fine. Trebuchets, I don't love them in this matchup. I don't think they're super helpful personally. And Knights Errant are stuck fighting Skaven Slave Spears. Things are looking a little rough for Bretonnia. What can Lewin do? Not much. At the moment he's fighting in the front line, but Lewin has horrific crowd clearing, as has been noted many times. Paladin's getting fucked up by double assassin, and yeah, the Skaven are off to a huge advantage this early on in the game. Archers are shooting rat ogres, but the carry potential left for Bretonnia are the trebuchets that are about to die to death runners. These two archers which are about to die to death runners. Mostly dead knights errant. Beastcaster is dead and is down to just Lewin. And we've seen just Lewin way too many times and it never works. And it never works. I think that's just going to be GG. Lewin's fighting some rat ogres, but everything else is routing. Death runners cleaning up a bunch of archers. Just Lewin left, but he can cycle charge all he wants, and he will still lose this game probably. Skaven have reformed the blob. Double poison wind mortars, punishing all the peasants that come within range, and I'm kind of shocked army losses hasn't kicked in yet, as we have 2 full health assassins, a full health Grey Seer, full health pit fighters of Hell's Deep, and that is the final score. As Lewin takes too much damage, army losses will kick in, and that's it. Death Runners are big brain. They did good. They did good work. Double Poison and Mortars did great. Ashen Triads did fine. Rat Ogres did what they needed to, honestly. Clarinet did okay. Double Assassins did fine, and the Grey Seer did fine. For Renless, Lewin got 400 value. That is just his curse. He really needs like better splash attacks or something. So many times he ends up in a big pile of stuff and can't do any damage. Archers did okay, got nuked. Knights Errant struggled a little bit, and Trebuchets also struggled. I regretted my build as soon as the game ended. I wish I'd gone with my original build I had for that. Renless is the upset. And I understand that. Alright. So that means Pugna Bone will advance. I almost went over to the Photoshop without you, the lovely people. It's Chaos Fire Sorcerer Lord versus a Grey Seer of Plague. Now, this is usually one of Skaven's worst matchups, but one of the things that makes it so bad is that you don't know what Lord is coming. So if you know what Lord's coming, you actually might have a decent shot. Especially because it's not sartorial. So maybe the Plague Seer has something for us here. Quick update, we are waiting on Belagar versus Torox. We're waiting on Malice Memeblade versus Narian. Then their opponents await. Kazarik and Noctilus could play at any time. We don't currently have that replay on us. We can't cast it today. But I do have the replay for the very bottom, so we will get to know our first semifinalist. And that final category, which is 2 best-of-1 semifinals and a best-of-3 finals, that will all be live on, we're currently thinking Sunday, but we'll have to figure it out once we know who all is in the semifinals. Right. So let's find out our first semifinalist here with Game 4, Hannidins versus Pugna Bone. And the last replay for today, unless I get one all of a sudden message to me. You're going to bring 4 Pegasus Knights and 4 Knights Errant? I doubt it would have worked, but would I have a better time? That is very weak to Howling Warp Gale, but since his caster was a Plague Seer, he didn't have Howling Warp Gale to stop you, so yeah, that could have been good. We all know that the Grey Seer wins. Oh, we can hope. So, Pugna Bone, who was literally just on screen fighting Renless, has the Avalanche Mortars, double Poison Wind Globes, Grey Seer of Plague, double Assassins. We do have also 1 Warlock Giselle, 3 Rat Ogres, Ashen Triads, and Clan Rats aplenty. I don't see any Skaven Slaves here this time. 4 Chaos. Chaos Marauders across the front line. It looks like 2 Forsaken distance there, 2 Forsaken over here, 1 Manticore, 1 Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Fire on a Dragon, 3 Marauder Horsemen, and 1 Chaos Spawn. 2 Chaos Spawn. I do not like this build. There's also 2 dogs. I don't like this build from the Chaos side. I don't think it's particularly good. My reasons for that is Forsaken spam is really good against Skaven. Their high leadership and high armor actually helps them out a lot, plus they just mulch through frontline. Their only weakness is their low melee defense, which Skaven can't really punish. So Forsaken or Giga Chads spawn or Giga Chads, but you need like critical mass of spawn, not just 2, because then you can easily focus down 2. I really have stopped seeing Skirmish Cav as useful versus Skaven. Whenever a Chaos player takes Skirmish Cav versus Skaven, it just feels like a waste of time and money. The Sorcerer Lord is obviously not ideal, but he's stuck with that because of the nature of the tournament. The dogs are good for chasing down stuff, and 1 Manticore is fine. So I would cut the 3 Marauder Horsemen, save yourself the 1500 gold, get a second Feral Manticore because they're incredible, and maybe cut some of the Chaos Marauders to get more spawn. Or a Chariot. Chariots can also be a bit of a annoying switch up that catch you off guard. Just my thoughts. There's too many Marauders that are all just going to die, and I don't believe in the Skirmish Cav at all, personally. Warplock Jezzails have managed to rampage the Chaos Feral Manticore. Rat Ogres charge in immediately. Damn. Immediately taking just infinite damage and dying, but 2 Forsaken piled up on each other are going to get dreaded 13th. Didn't do as much damage as I thought it would, so that is a little bit of a blessing for Chaos. You can see Forsaken are already mulching through Clan Rats' Spears. Even though they have Unholy Clamor, and even though they are not Skaven slaves, they're still died very quickly, which is why I rate Forsaken so highly in this matchup. Some spawn have been briefly forgotten for a moment, but they will now push through. Forsaken on the far side have also killed Rat Ogres and Clan Rats' Spears with a little bit of help from the Skirmish Cap. And an opening has appeared in the back line. The Warhounds need to take advantage of this and go around. You need to go around the fight. Don't help the Forsaken. Go around the fight. It looks like he will do just that. The Fire Sorcerer is going to throw out a quick fireball and poke down the Assassin, as is good and prudent. Skaven have won the front line, but the sides are going entirely amiss as the Sorcerer Lord and Manticores will all team up on the Warlock Jezzails. Not a lot for them to get there. Dogs, it looks like they're not going to take advantage of the open spot. They really, really, really need to take out these Avalanche Mortars. But if they're not going to kill them, then at least run things off the map. That also makes sense. Currently, they're doing neither, and it is a big problem for the side of Chaos. Now, the Greyseer has taken 1.5 million damage. I don't know from what, and it looks like the Skirmish Cav are going to follow him over here. As a Burning Head will rout off the last of his support, keeping him in melee combat with Forsaken all alone, and the Skirmish Cav are still poking away at him. Oh, I think he got caught fighting Chaos Spawn, because there's no way Skirmish Cav did that much damage to him. You can see they're currently doing like next to nothing, so it must have been that he got caught up in Spawn, because that can pretty much insta-kill a Chaos Sorcerer. Avalanche Mortars have been left unopposed. They will kill even more Forsaken, and Chaos is running out of infantry, but that is fine. They have Spawn, they have some Marauders left, and they have Dogs. Plus they have Skirmish Cav, which can function as dogs in the late game, and there's just nothing left that can kill the Chaos Sorcerer Lord. Or even the Spawn. Honestly, the Assassins are probably going to die. Spawn get onto the Greyseer. They are going to surround him. No. Nope, they just kind of doof around for a little bit. Silly doofs, but it looks like the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Fire can probably finish him off. Or is he just going to cast a quick fireball on the Assassin? Ow, he does. He takes out like half its HP. If I agree, do Elves continue beating each other up? Jesus Christ, the Avalanche Mortars? Yeah, the Avalanche Mortars are great. Dragon Breath Attack. Oh, one Dragon Breath Attack might have been what did so much damage to him. Hold on. I really liked that Greyseer overcasting while dead. I gotta see that again. Oh, also let's watch what happened to the Greyseer. I am just curious what killed him. So Forsaken plus Burning Head, destroy that. Oh, it was a nasty breath attack from the Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Fire. Just gets right over him and breath attacks him. Oof. Burning Head plus Forsaken mulch through that front line quickly. Then an Overcast from Scorch also hurts him. Takes a little bit of Skirmish Campfire. And yeah, that explains how he got that low. Overcast and nasty breath attack. So then he's gonna run for it. Give me a sec. Debating whether or not I should make a video about this, but he's gonna get killed. He starts casting, and while his ass is dead, he just chucks out a Scorch. Oh, that's too good. That's too good. So I'll need to change that save name. Replace from Warhammer 2. Round 4, game 4. Dead Seer is powerful. Lovely. I'll go make a video on that later. For now, that is the end of today's stream, as I do not have any last-minute late entries. So we will take the Plague Seer of Pugna up to the semifinals. The Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Fire did his damnedest. We will cross him out. So here's the plan. Either Saturday or Sunday, currently figuring it out, currently leaning on Sunday, we will have the final, the big final live stream. So what needs to happen before then is, well, there's only one day before we're at the weekend, and whichever day I don't do the faction war, I have to do Vermin League. So if you are the Belagar player, the Torox player, Malus Mimbe player, a Narian player, Kazarik and Noctilus players, I need you to finish your games between now and 24 hours from now, when I will do the Friday stream, where we will hopefully get set up for our semifinals and finals. All right? And then if you are Belagar or Torox, and if you are Malus or a Narian, schedule with your opponent after you beat your first opponent, and get those done as well, because Friday's stream has to wrap this shit up and get us ready for the live stream. All right? If you're out there and you're playing those things, please do that. If you do not do that, we will be flexible. This is a for fun tournament, so we're trying to be nice about it. But like, if you guys actually just can't get your shit together, we're gonna have to start calling some games or get subs or something. We just gotta keep moving. We gotta keep moving. You got it backwards. Chaos won the last game. Thanks, Renless. Thanks. Escape and bias does not stop. I was busy thinking about making a video with that Grey Seer, so I had Grey Seer on my mind. Alright, it's a Plague Seer, which means we need dark green. Go back to Kazarik and dark green. So then that means Hannidins advanced to the semifinals. Okay. Thanks, Renless. Thanks for keeping my scatterbrain in check. But anyway, it still applies if you're out there. Play your games. Do it. Do it! More escape and bias. Yeah. I'm playing tomorrow. Maybe that revenge spell wiped out the Chaos Army. Maybe it did. Maybe the Chaos Army went into army losses right after that. But, yeah. That's what I have. So hopefully we can get these last, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 5. We just need 5 best of ones in 24 hours. You guys can do it. I believe in you. That's it. That's all I have. That's the entire stream. We went for about 2 hours again. Good clip. Good stuff. I am done forever. Goodbye. Yes. Goodbye.